Hi everyone, my name's Ebony and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a Flosstube extra and it is going to be a kit with me. I'm kitting up a new start that I'll be starting tomorrow, which is an enchanted place, and it's charted by Stitchy So Beautiful. And yes, I thought I'd try out the new system that I showed you last week and bring you along for a little chat and answer a couple of questions. So I'm set up here. This is my kitting setup, but this is obviously new, so this would usually be a tray of floss away bags, and I have moved my desk a little bit just for ease of filming, but other than that I think I have everything I need. Yeah, so let's get into it. I have already prepared my floss cards. This is a max colour, so this is more cards than usually I'd use 5 for a standard chart. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This has 8. But because it is only a small chart and it's max colours, a lot of the colours only have under 100 stitches. So I'll quickly talk you through what I've got. I've got my tablet here, which I have Pattern Keeper open, which will tell me the stitch amount. I have my floss cards. I have my notepad for any floss colours that I don't have, so I can order them. And I have my rails here. So the first thing I wanted to show you was how I take one skein and put it onto these. Now, I do leave mine long just in case I do want to do a loop start on a bigger count. I do have some projects that require 2/2, so when I put them on here, they're long. If I put them on for a full coverage, I'll just chop them in half. So just note that. So I have a skein here which I know is missing from my set. So I like to cut mine into 8 1 meter lengths. So I just take the number side and there will be a loose end, and I pull that and unravel it. Now usually this doesn't knot, but I have a feeling because I'm filming it might, so let's give it a go. So you want to hold this skein bit quite tight and pull that loose end. So I'm just going to keep pulling. Until I get to the end. There is a little knot here. So then I take the end that I've just got to and keep hold of it, and I go back through to find the other end. I know you can get those wooden stick things that you wind your floss around and cut so all your lengths are the same, but I find this way I don't need any extra tools and I get all the same lengths out of the skein. So then once I've found the other end, I put them together and I do the same. I go back, try to find the end. Now a lot of you will probably already know this, but we might have some beginners or somebody who's not used to cutting their floss. Some people just work straight from the skein. So you just keep repeating the same until you find the end. You join the 2 ends together until there is this. So on one end you'll have all loops, and on the other end you will have loops and the two ends that you started with. This is the side that you want to cut. So you want to put your scissors through all the loops and just snip them. And then you have 8 1 meter lengths ready to go. So I'm going to load it up onto my system now. So 169 it was. I'm going to take the loop end and I'm going to pop it through the hole. And this is the same way you would load a floss drop. And then you just want to pull the end through the loop. And then you have it on there. So we're going to put that back in to my box. And I think we are ready to get started. So I will talk you through how I decide how much floss goes onto a kit. So we're going to start at the top. And the first colour is number 2. So on my pattern keeper it tells me that there is 1,264 stitches in that colour. Now, as you've just seen, I cut my skein into 8 pieces. I regard one of those pieces as 500 stitches. So for every 500 stitches, I take one of those pieces, one of those meter lengths off this and pop it onto here. So with 1,264, I would round that up to 1,500. That will give me plenty. There will be left over, but it still saves me on putting a full skein on just for, sometimes there is only like 200 colours. And I don't want a full skein on here for 200 stitches. I don't want a full skein on here for 200 stitches. So that way I have plenty for just in case, but I don't have so much where it is just never going to get used. And then at the end of the project, I have a lot of floss to put away. So for 1,264, I'm going to round it up to 1,500, which means I need 3 pieces off here. So I'm going to get my number 2 and I'm just going to get 1 piece, two pieces, and 3 pieces. Smooth that out. So now I have 3 1 meter lengths. Now this is too long for me to stitch with on 25 count 1/1. So I'm just going to join the ends, take the looped end, snip it, and then I have my preferred length. And then just put it onto here. And that is number 1 done. Colour number 1 done. So I'm just going to go ahead, carry on doing that and have a little chat with you. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was how I am changing my DMC to another brand. So I started off with using DMC for all my projects. I did the lion fully in DMC and I was getting a lot of shredding and breaking, and the cost of DMC, as for everyone, is just going up and up and up. So here in the UK, the cheapest you can find DMC is about 90p a skein, which means when you're kitting up a full project, you're talking quite a bit of money. So as I have quite a few projects that require a lot of floss, that was getting unrealistic quite quickly. So I decided to try CXC. Now, I still have DMC in my stash, so I do mix CXC and DMC in the same project. I know a lot of people wouldn't do that, but I tried it and I think it's fine. So I was using CXC and I found that some of the shades are quite a bit different to the DMC shades. So with that, I've done a bit of research and I found Royal Broderie Floss, which is from AliExpress. Now, the thing with changing floss is that I wouldn't mix. Say if one project wanted 2,000 stitches and I only had enough in DMC for 1,000, I wouldn't then add the rest that's required from a different brand, just because if there's any textural differences or any colour differences, I don't want it to show in my work. So I decided to sell my DMC stash aside from any skeins that were already open, and with any skeins that are required for this, I will order the Royal Broderie Floss. I've heard good things, and it is supposedly has the same texture as DMC. It is the closest in shade colour, so we'll see. But that's the reason why I'm changing. And I did want to let you know that I do mix them within projects. I just don't mix the same colour. I wouldn't have one skein of one and one skein of the other for the same colour. So there's that. So we'll see how that goes. But with the amount of projects that I've got, the amount of projects that I'm kitting up, I can't afford to have them all in DMC. And like I said, I was getting breakage and stuff like that, so I don't feel like I'm missing out, to be honest. So this is actually difficult to talk and to kit at the same time. I hope I don't make any mistakes. And I hope I'm making sense and I'm not very choppy, because I feel like my brain is doing way too many things. I've had some questions. So that's that rail done. I'm gonna put this back into the box and get the next rail done. So far it's actually going quite quick. Let me just get some coffee. Yeah, it's going a lot quicker than usual, so we'll see. 17. So it's number 17 only has 52 stitches, so I'm literally going to take one strand off. Literally one strand. I'm going to cut it in half. So yes, it's very quiet in my house today because my husband and son have gone to play golf with my husband's dad, my father-in-law. They are so into golf at the minute. I mean, I'm glad they have something, because usually it's just football, football, football. So it's nice to see them doing something different. And I love that they have, my husband and my son have something that they can do together and you can go out and spend some time together. But my God, am I sick about hearing golf. I do watch golf with them, and I do sometimes go to the golf course and I walk around with them. But everything is golf. If it's not golf, it's football. I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. But I will watch golf. I do quite enjoy it sometimes. We went to a professional golf event a couple of months ago. And that was good. It was a lot of walking, but it was good. So yeah, it's very quiet here today. They've not long left. I quickly made myself a coffee, got all my bits together, and started filming while they're gone. I can film when my husband and son are here, but it just means I have to like shut them out into the front room. And then I feel quite rushed because I've like took this side of the house off them, because I'm filming at the minute into the dining room and our kitchen is just off the dining room. So if they need the kitchen for anything and I'm filming, then I don't want to do that. So I get questions about how I start and end my threads. Now yesterday I did try to film a little video on how I do it. I couldn't manage to get the right angle or get it close enough or anything like that. So I'm going to link the videos, because I use techniques that I've learned off YouTube. So if there's a video out there that already does the job, there really is no point in me butchering a video to try and show you the same thing. So to start my thread, I use a method that I learned from Teresa Little Stitcher. It won't be for everyone, because I know a lot of people will feel like it's not secure, but it is secure enough for me. So I did my lie-in completely with that method and I didn't get a loose stitch. So that's up to you. If there's plenty of videos out there, so there should be something that suits everybody. And then to end my threads, usually if there's stitches around, I'll just flip my work and I will run the stitches underneath. Oh, I don't have number 29. Put that on the list. Oh, and it's in the first page. So yeah, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying now. Something about starting and ending my threads. Yeah, I will flip my work and I will run it under. If there isn't a lot of stitches around and I'm struggling to find something to anchor it on, I will either park the thread lower down and either stitch over it with other stitches, or I will go back and tuck it under. Or there is a method that I've been using recently. I think it was shown by Linda's 144 Hobbies. I'll link it below, and it is a pin stitch that you can do 1/1. And I've been using that recently. I quite like it. So I'll link them below. 33. So with this being a smaller chart as well, there isn't any colours that go over one skein. So I'm hoping if I have some of the floss already in my stash, I should be okay I shouldn't have to order too much. I didn't mention either, I'm starting this is a stitch along, which you are welcome to join. I am stitching it with, there's quite a few people joined, but the people that I am like hosting it with are Dawn Marie from DM's Crafty Vortex, and she's on YouTube and on Instagram. I'll link her channel below. And also my friend Chrissa, who is on Instagram. I will link her Instagram below. You can go and give her a follow. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Stitch is So Beautiful also just released a new chart by Eda. I always get mixed up whether it's Jose Rosa or Rosa Jose. I think it's Jose Rosa. And it is like a companion piece to A Beautiful Place. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm resisting at the minute, but I'm not sure how long for. He is the artist of the month, so I think today is the last day where you can get 30% off his artwork. But I am resisting buying charts. There is a Haid sale on as well. So far I've resisted, but it's only been one day. That could change pretty easily. So that leads me into plans quite nicely. I wanted to talk to you about what let me just change this before I get lost. Yeah, that leads me nicely into what I plan to do for the rest of the year and some loose plans for next year. Hold on. 500. So for the rest of the year, I have some new starts planned, obviously, because it's me and I can't help myself. I have, I think, one for every month planned for the rest of the year. Some of them are stitch alongs and some of them are just things that I have already kitted that keep getting pushed back. So I do think I can get one finished this year, not a full coverage, but I've been working on my Nora Corbett house, Gothic house it is. I've been working on that and I think I can get it finished by the end of the year. It would be nice to get it finished. I started it this year and there is one more I want to stitch. So if I can get one finished this year, then I could start one next year and have that finished within the year. And have them displayed for Christmas or for winter. So that would take one more off the list. But there isn't anything else that I can really see on my whip list that I could get finished this year. No, I could, but it would mean just stitching on that, so I don't really want to do that. So that takes me with my current whips and with new starts to I think it's about 24 whips, minus one for the Nora Corbett house, which will be 23. Now, I always thought 24 would be a perfect number because that would mean each whip would, in theory, get 2 weeks of work a year. But there's so many that I've already bought and I want to start them. I don't want them just in stash for, I don't know, 20 years before I get a finish. So I've not really ironed out next year's plans. If I like one start a month. I might do that. I might do one start every other month. But yeah, it's so difficult. That's one card done. So what was that? I've been chatting, but we're at 25 minutes. I don't think it took me 25 minutes to do this. I don't know. I'm gonna put that aside. I hope you can hear me as well, because if I've been chatting all this time and you can't hear me, I'm not doing it again. Because I don't even know what I'm saying, never mind remembering what I've said. So yeah, plans for 2025 are still up in the air. There has been a few ideas floating around. I know, actually, there is a few plans for next year. So I plan to finish my mini together in Paris. So I had it as a focus piece, and then I took it off a focus piece, and now I want it back as a focus piece. Not like a extra special focus piece. I don't want to work on it a silly amount where I'm just pulling my hair out over it. But I would like to see it come out once per rotation and get its 2,000 stitches, which is the rotation I've been doing. So if I give it 2,000 stitches each rotation, I think the progress will be quite nice, and I would definitely get it finished for next year. So I had my lion finished this year, and then potentially mini Paris next year. How many? 1, 6, 9. And I would also like to finish my wildlife of predator. That is not like a hard and set rule, but it would be nice to finish that. It's about 60,000 stitches altogether, and I think I've done about 6,000 stitches. So still over 50,000 stitches, but we can see. If I finish mini Paris within like the first half of the year, maybe I could use that as a focus for the second half of the year. We'll see. So yeah, there is a few other things I've been thinking about, because it's 2025, and then you get these fun like, oh, 25k in 2025 and 25% in 2025. I think that would be fun. But nothing, I've not thought yet, like, in detail of what, if any, I'd like to do, or what project I'd like to do. I think my full coverage list, out of all of them, I would like to finish the Isabella Corella Witch pieces, because they are the ones that will actually go up in my house. So I have no desire to rush to finish anything that is potentially going to sit in a box. I will put others on the wall if I had like a designated craft room or something, which is something that could happen in the future. But they're not my decor style to go up in my living room. So those 3 pieces are more of a priority to finish. So I'm thinking mini Paris, then mini New York, and then Grace, which is smallest to largest. So if I could get those finished like successively each year, that would be fun. So maybe my plans could incorporate those to try and push them along. I'm missing 2, 2, 3. Yeah. Now, what else can we talk about? Plans, done that. So I put out a post on Instagram for topics to talk about on this video, and one of them was to talk about who my favourite artist is, or my favourite charting company. Now, this is kind of a tricky question because there's so many that I love that it's hard to choose a favourite artist. My favourite piece is I See You in My Dreams, which is Genovia art, and I have... How many pieces of hers do I have? I have either 2 or 3 Genovia art pieces, and I've got a couple on my wish list as well. I love her artwork, I love her colouring, I love I See You in My Dreams. That is just my favourite. But then there is other artists that say, like Isabella Carolla, which I'm drawn to her pieces for whatever reason. I know a lot of people don't like the light colours or don't like stitching their light colours but like the look of them. I don't mind stitching light colours, to be honest. It doesn't really bother me. I like having the difference between like a piece with lots of dark and then a piece with lots of light. I like a little bit of variety. And that is something that I am looking for in new things that I buy. Oh, I need more of that actually. New things that I buy. I don't want to have, 20 million projects that all look the same. So I'm trying to find things that are a little bit different to what I've already got. But that's difficult when, I just buy what I'm drawn to. So, yeah, because I like the soft colours and then I like the more saturated colours. There is a piece that I will be stitching by Stitchy So Beautiful, and that is Castle. So that's darker colours. I have my Water Nymph, which is darker colours, but it's still quite what's the word? Whimsical? I don't know. So, yeah. I kind of just choose what I like. I tend to pick charts that have one item, like one lady or one focus piece, or it tends to be a landscape. I don't tend to gravitate towards the charts with a lot going on. I do want one just for a bit of difference, something that I will be stitching forever and I can really, get my teeth into. But I don't want to stitch any old thing. I want it to be like for myself to love it. So, yeah. Maybe one day I'll be drawn to a piece that I'm like, oh my God. And it is just full of little details and stuff like that. But at the minute, there is nothing that I'm really drawn to. But saying that, when I first stitched the lion, so for the first 2 years, I only stitched the lion as a full coverage. Hold on. I only had the lion as a full coverage. I didn't have any other full coverage. I had my non-full coverage, which is all I used to stitch. And when I started that, I thought, oh, this is fun. I want another full coverage for when I finish. I'll just do one at a time. When I finish this, I can start a new one. And for quite a while, I could not find a full coverage that I liked. And I think it took me months to find something that I liked. Now, I open my phone and what I like comes to me. I don't even have to look for it, which is a bit of a pain. So my tastes have definitely changed, but 316. Yeah, well, hopefully there will be just a piece that just jumps out at me, or it is just everything that I love about a piece, but it has a lot of little details and little scenes and stuff, because I do like them. I do want one that suits me. As for charting companies, that's on the wrong hole. As for charting companies, I am finding myself drawn to trying different companies that I haven't got already. So I do have quite a few different companies, but there are some that I haven't. So, and obviously there's some that I've probably never even heard of. So if you do have any, let me know and I'll have a look and see if there's anything that I'd want to stitch. So I have Hade, obviously. I don't really want another Hade at the minute. Like I said, I'm trying to try different companies. So the companies that I have been looking at that I'd like to try are Pain-Free Crafts. They have so many charts that are so pretty, and I think I just need to break out of my typical style, because there is so many pieces of art on there that I just, oh my god. But then I think, well, it's not really my style, and then I don't do it. So there's Pain-Free Crafts, Charting Creations. I've never stitched one of theirs. Artisy. I've never stitched any of those. There is the one that I like from Artisy. I'm sure there's one that I like that I've seen and already thought, oh yeah, I'll stitch that. But I find their website really difficult to browse. The images are just so tiny. I just want to, like when I'm tired and then I finish stitching for the day and I just want to scroll. If I've scrolled through Instagram and I'm like bored of that, I'll often go browsing on websites and Etsy, and I mean it is dangerous because I buy more when I'm tired, but Artisy is one of those sites that I don't enjoy the experience. I feel like you've got to zoom in on everything and then it's all blurry because it's been zoomed in. So yeah, I've not found anything from there. And what was the other one? Unconventional Cross Stitch. I want to try one from there. There is actually a couple from there that I like. It's just whether I like them enough to stitch them. Where are we? 352. Yeah, whether I like them enough to stitch them is a different story. Because I don't want to buy it just because it's from another chart and then I'm stitching it and then I'm thinking, well, it's not my favourite, you know. Thread Geeks, I want to try one from there. Thread Geeks and I think Charting Creations now have artwork from Jeremiah Kettner, and I love his artwork. So I have had a look and they've not got any of the artwork that I they all seem to be cats and I don't like cats. Oh, this one's already been cut short. This must be from leftovers from another chart. So when I pull strands, I will double what I would usually choose. Yeah, I don't really like cats, so I don't want to stitch a cat. There is one cat that's really nice, but it's a cat. I did email Charting Creations to see whether they would be able to chart a piece that is no longer on his licensing list. They've not got back to me, but I'm sure when they hear back they will. It used to be charted by Haid and it was called A Moment in Time, I think. And Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff stitched it and I love that piece. But it was retired before I even knew what stitching was. So, unfortunately, it's no longer available. 370. Yeah, a lot of these colours are just calling for like 25 stitches, 44 stitches. And there is no way I'm pulling a full length of 6 strands just for 25 stitches. So I will just pull a strand. And if I run out, is that right? Oh, 370. If I run out on my kit, I can always just go back here and grab another strand. With something that only has 25 stitches, or even like less than 100 stitches, I find that they're usually the colours that are scattered across the piece. So I'm not worried about dye lot or anything like that. So far, I am really pleased. Really pleased with the system. I think it's going pretty fast. I'm finding it less messy. So with my other system, I had the fridge organisers, the boxes, with the floss away bags in them. So for every colour I'd have to rifle through, open the floss away bag, take out the floss, take the floss off the thing, put it onto my card, then put the floss back, put the floss away bag back in the same spot. So sometimes I'd have to rifle through to find the right spot. And because there was so many of the fridge organisers to hold a full set, I would constantly be up and down to get the next box. So yeah, kitting was a chore. So far I'm really enjoying this system. I can just get everything I need and just get it done and not have to worry about things being put back or being in the right order. It's already done for me. So yes, good so far. So I'll finish a couple more and then I'm going to go and finish it off camera because I'm running out of things to say. I mean, I could waffle about, I mean, I've already been waffling. 420. What can I talk about? So, work, ugh. So as you may know, at my work, I work in a casino and we're having a refurb. So our company, a couple of years ago, our company was bought by a chain of casinos. And since then, everything has just been up in the air. So they changed everything from how it was before. And then like layout and stuff like that. And now they're changing it all back. The place is getting completely gutted and redone. Which it did need because it was quite dated. But my God, are they making a meal of it? So they are expected to finish work by next Friday. So one more week of it. But honestly, I go into work and there is about 30 to 40 workmen. And it's not a big casino. There is scaffolding all over the stairs to put up a new chandelier. There are people everywhere, ladders everywhere, drilling noises and hammering noises. So around our casino, all on the inside, all the walls are wood panelled. But up until now, they've always been like a dark wood. And now they're being painted to be a bit like this colour. My screen's gone dark. I hope my battery's not dying. I think it might be. So basically, work's a nightmare. But one more week of it and we should be done. Right, because my screen's gone dark, I am going to stop filming. I don't want it to cut out. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. And hopefully anything that I've shown you, how I do things, has been clear and not confusing. So as I said, we'll be starting this piece tomorrow. So if you do want to join in, feel free. We're using the hashtag an enchanted playstyle on Instagram. And please tag me so I can see any progress you get. And I will see you next week in my regular update. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting and subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.